Hello students, I hope you are doing very well. So as you know, we are studying entrepreneurship, and in our previous session, we discussed the ethical and the legal foundation of the business. So today we are moving into a very important area of entrepreneurship, which is the finance side. So as you know, finance is very important in every era, in every aspect as well. So no matter how innovative or exciting business idea may be, if the business is not financially strong, it cannot survive. In fact, many startups fail not because their ideas was bad, but because they could not manage money properly. So, in this lecture, we will learn how the entrepreneurs assess the financial strength and viability of their ventures, and how they use the financial tools to make better decisions. So, we are going to study the importance of this particular main topic, which is financial management. So, importance of financial management. Financial management is the lifeblood of the business. It will involves the two key activities: raising the money and then managing that money. So raising the money means finding funds to start and then run the business. But managing the money means using those funds wisely to strengthen the business and then achieve the highest return. So, entrepreneurs constantly ask themselves important financial questions like whether they are making or losing money, whether they have enough cash to pay the bills on time, and how do they their businesses compares to the competitors, and how will they pay the bills on time. So, when they get the money for the future growth, if they cannot answer these questions confidentially or confidently even, their business is at risk. For example, imagine a small online clothing store in Karachi. Owner may receive many orders, but if customer pay late and expenses like rent and the salaries must be paid immediately, the businesses can face serious financial problems even though sales are very good. So we have the four main financial objectives of any firm. Every firm, whether a small startup, whether a large corporation, it aims to achieve the four basic financial objectives in its business. So these objectives act like the report card of the financial health. So the first objective of any firm will be financial objective will be profitability. So profitability will refers to the ability of the business to earn the profit, right? Profit is what remains after subtracting the expenses from the revenue. It is very essential because without the profit, a business cannot survive in the long run. For example, suppose a bakery earns rupees 1 lakh in sales but spends PKR like rupees 95,000 on ingredients, salaries, and the rents. The profit is only 50,000. This small profit may not be enough for expansion or for emergencies. So the next objective will be liquidity. Liquidity refers to the ability of the business to meet its short-term obligations. It means having enough cash or assets that can quickly be converted into cash to pay immediate expenses like salaries, like rent, and the supplier's payment. So startups often struggle with liquidity issues because customers may take 30 to 60 days to pay their bills, while the businesses must pay employees weekly. For example, a furniture shop in Faisalabad may sell products on credit. Even though the shop has made sales, it may not have enough cash to pay the workers if the customers delay the payments. So the next objective is efficiency. Efficiency refers to how productively a firm will uses its resources to generate the revenue. It focuses on making the best use of available assets. For example, imagine a restaurant with 20 tables, but only 5 tables are occupied most evenings. So the rent, the electricity, and the staff salaries are still being paid. So the resources are not being used efficiently, right? So the next objective is stability. Stability means the overall financial health of the business and its ability to balance the growth and the debt. A stable business will manage its loans carefully and it avoid the excessive financial risk. For example, if a startup keeps taking loans to expand but cannot generate enough profit to repay them, it may face financial instability and lose the investors' confidence. So now we have to study the process of financial management. That what is the process of financial management? To achieve these financial objectives, businesses will follow a structured process that involves preparing the financial statements, the forecast, and the budget as well. So these tools will help an entrepreneur to understand the past, the plan the future, and then control their spendings, right? So first we have to prepare the financial statements, and financial statements are the reports that shows how the business is performing financially. They will help the owners, they will help the investors, the lenders, and then they can understand the financial condition of the firm. So these are three main financial statements: the income statement, the balance sheet, and the statement of cash flow. So the income statement, which can shows the either the businesses are creating or generating the profit or a loss during a specific period. It may include the sales revenue, the expenses, and the net profit. For example, we have the bakery in Lahore, which is earning 1 lakh in sales. The cost of ingredients and the packaging is rupees 6 lakh. 60,000, and operating expenses such as rent and salaries are 3 lakh 30,000. The net profit is 10,000. So this statement clearly shows the financial performance of the business. So next we have the balance sheet. Balance sheet shows the financial position of the business at a specific point in time. It includes the assets, the liabilities, and the equity. Assets are what the businesses own, like cash, the equipments, and inventory. And the liabilities are what the businesses owes, like loan, like unpaid bills. And equity will represents the owner's investment in the business. For example, a clothing startup in Karachi may have assets worth like rupees 100,000, liability of rupees like 500,000, and equity of rupees 500,000. It means the business is financially equal by debt and the owner's investment. So the statement of cash flow will track the movement of cash in and out of the business. How much cash is moving into the business and how much cash is moving out to the business. So it will help an entrepreneur to understand whether they have enough cash to operate daily activities. For example, a retail store may show profit on paper, but if customers pay after 2 months, the business may still face a cash shortage. So how can we prepare the forecast? The next step in the process will be preparation of forecast. Forecasts are basically the predictions about the future. Predictions about the future sales, future expenses, and the cash needs. They will help the businesses to prepare the challenges and then opportunity before they occur. For example, a new juice company in Karachi may forecast selling 50,000 bottles in the first year and 80,000 bottles in the second year. Based on this actual forecast, the company can plan the production, the staffing, the marketing, the activities, all marketing and other related activities as well. So next we will, after the forecast, we will prepare the budget, preparation of budget. Budget is actually the detailed plan that shows expected income and expenses over a specific period. It will help the businesses to control the spending and avoid the financial problems. For example, if a business is expect sale of rupees 500,000 next month, it must carefully plan the expenses like salaries, the rent, and the advertisements, so that it can ensure that spending does not exceed the income. So together, financial statements shows where the business has been forecast. It shows where the business is going, and it shows the budget. It shows how the business will manage its money. So the next, we may have to analyze the ratio analysis. We have to study the ratio analysis is very much important in financial management. Ratio analysis will help the business to compare the financial performance by showing the relationship between the different financial numbers. Ratios make financial data easier to understand and evaluate. So firstly, we have the profitability ratios. Profitability ratios will measure how well a business generate profit from its sales. For example, if a cafe earns PKR rupees 200,000 profit from PKR rupees 2 million sales, the profit margin is 10%. So this shows the business is earning a reasonable return. After the profitability ratio, we have the liquidity ratio. Liquidity ratio means the ability of the business to pay the short-term debt. For example, if a business has current asset of rupees 400,000 and current liabilities of rupees maybe 200,000, the current ratio is 2. It indicates the good liquidity. Next, we have the efficiency ratio. Efficiency ratio measures how effectively a business using its resources. For example, if a clothing store keeps large amount of unsold stock for months, its inventory turnover is low, indicating the poor efficiency. So there is a difference between the efficiency and the effectiveness. So next we have the stability ratio. Stability ratio basically measures the long-term financial health of the business and its level of financial risk. For example, textile exporters in Faisalabad often rely heavily on loans. If their debt becomes too high compared to the equity, investors may consider the business is risky. So why financial management is very much critical for the startups? The point to think over here is that why it is important. There are financial challenges compared to the established businesses, so they often experience cash flow gaps because customers delay the payments while expenses must be paid immediately. So they also require additional funds for growth, for hiring staff, for purchasing inventory, and for expanding operations. And another challenge is building the investors' trust, which is important. Investors and banks are more willing to provide funds to the businesses that demonstrate the strong financial management, and it demonstrates the clear financial planning. For example, many small suppliers working with large multinational companies must wait several weeks to receive the payments. If they do not manage the cash carefully, they may run out of the money even though their products are selling successfully. So if I conclude the today's lecture, financial management is very much essential for the survival and growth of any business. Every firm must focus on profitability. Every firm must focus on the liquidity, on the efficiency, and on the stability to maintain the financial health. Entrepreneurs will use the financial statements, the forecast, the budget, and the ratio analysis, and all this to evaluate the performance and then plan for the future. Many startups face additional financial challenges as well, so careful financial management is even more important for their success. So in the next lecture, we will move to the next chapter where we will study how the entrepreneurs will build a strong new venture team and then they can select the right venture for their business. Thank you.